Yeah, left, right, out. Doing this in my truck. I wanted to talk about something I just found out on my YouTube channel, which I was wondering why it hasn't really grown. I only got like, none subscribers pretty much. But I do have something on Rumble. Rumble, I get quite a few more views, and there's a lot more followers, and that steady growth. Granted, it's not big, but it is there. And what I found is there is a strike on the page, and medical misinformation was what it was listed. And it has to do with something that was actually factual. It was just ahead of its time. I've been wrong on a few things when it comes to looking for that 1.25% interest rate would be the line of departure, which probably is, but I was expecting to be all in reality, something really to fall apart within the next quarter of that. And that didn't happen. Doesn't mean I was really wrong on the overall premise or the principle of it, but I did throw out a number and it was wrong. I was kind of wrong in the beginning on the Russia, Ukraine war. Basically, Russia faked me out when they, did their feint. I was like, well, if they're already there, they might as well just take, half the country down that geographical line. But I was right in their overall, basically their objective, because they pretty much said it wasn't that I was right. I was just telling you what the Russians were telling everybody within a certain parameter of what they're willing to say. But when it comes to the sweet and sour sniffles virus that's been going around, that was first detected in October 19, that probably was a little bit well known before then because of the development of it. But that's when I first came abreast of it through various channels, was in that late 19, before it supposedly was detected over here before anybody in the States, besides a few select number of people and the people that created it, had any idea about it. And I followed a gentleman who also followed some scientists who were able to get a hold of that thing, were able to get a genomic mapping of it, and initially had the questions of certain sites within the genetic code that looked pretty precarious, that didn't seem like it would be a naturally evolved spot there. That first put the hypothesis that this was more nefarious than some flying vermin transmitting this into human reservoirs. So I was right on that. I was also right on, I didn't, that video was scrubbed, and I'd imagine some of the other videos were scrubbed about that. I know the Facebook stuff that I'd thrown up there, that's all gone with regards to that topic. But I was right on that. I was right on the sweet and sour sniffle juices that are being pumped around, or at least the two types of juices. The certain type of messenger informational systems that go into certain parts of your body that cause it to then, or gives it the information to build a certain part of the sweet and sour sniffle deal to present. So that's how you develop an immunity, at least to have that antigenic, be exposed to that one antigenic area, and develop immunity to that. Also was right about the fact that these things would be evolving and evading that it didn't make much sense to have something that only presents one antigenic area of a more complex system. Therefore, when it does evolve and it evolves around that mechanism, didn't make much sense to me. I also brought up when I did find out about these other sweet and sour sniffle juices that were more based off something that more just seems more scientifically adept to a similar virus. I brought up those things, and I myself have taken now one of those sweet and sour sniffle juices that is more aligned with older technology, and not by choice. I had to do it for other reasons, but if I had to pick one, it was that one company that just recently got its EUA in the States. But the point is they got struck, and they've throttled the channel, even though I've been right on that and a lot of economic issues. I've told people, I haven't given any financial advice, but I have told people what I've been doing, shorting certain things, how I was shorting certain things, so that way you could look into it yourself. I've also told you what I'm getting long, what certain things that I'm looking at. Not that you should do that, but maybe it'll give you a different way of thinking. I was right on a lot of that. I'm in the midst of some of that right now playing out. in various ways. I was right on some of the crypto stuff, but more pertinently, the stuff that they struck me down for, I was right on it almost 100%. And it wasn't because I was referring to, there was scientific papers, or I'd say scientific studies. Then, like I said, there was scientists, at least 2 groups of them, that had this thing genomically mapped out early on, but their stuff was snuffed out. There was whistleblowers in the beginning. And then later on, a year or so after I was talking about it, well, not just me, I'm just saying me because of what has happened to this channel. But there was a number of people that I followed that came up with it. It wasn't like it was an original idea for me. A lot of them did all the deep, dirty work, and they had it too. And then there was a lot of scientific papers that have come out even recently. Even before this thing was struck, this channel was struck over that confirmed what I was saying. There was a lot of CDC. The CDC comes out and pretty much admits what they were saying. A lot of documentation comes out. I don't even know if the saint himself, the saint on high of science, has admitted some of these things. So I don't understand what YouTube thinks they are doing. They are shaving off valued opinions, people that are ahead of the curve, in order to give you some dumbed down, propagandic, sanctioned version of some sort of news or opinions. And it's unbelievable to me. I mean, I've seen it with people like Alex Jones, probably not allowed to say that name, was the canary in the coal mine, whether you agree with him or disagree with him. Wiped off the thing. Stefan Molyneux, the secondary canary, wiped off as though they don't exist, but revolutionary thinkers in them, both of them. Anyway, I'll leave it there. That's for your own knowledge. If you can, like and subscribe. Otherwise, go to Rumble. Follow me there.